Hey guys, Amy here with Leap of Faith Crafting. So today we are going to be doing a sublimation mug. So I'm going to show you how to make this cute dad mug with adding your own pictures in it. And also I'm going to show you how to make one if you want to do mom or grandma or Gigi, whatever you want to do. We are going to be getting into Canva and I'm going to show you how to do this. I have a free template for this dad one down below, so you can go ahead and click on that to get into the template. But I'm also going to show you how to design your own if you want to make something slightly different. And then we're going to be printing it out on a sublimation printer and using my Cricut mug press to sublimate on. And these are just some other mugs I have made that I have my written tutorial over my blog, leapoffaithcrafting.com, if you want to go check these out. And I'll have the links for all of these images below, so you can go ahead and get those if you want. And then I am going to be using the Craft Express sublimation mugs for the black ones. This blue and the pink one are Cricut mugs. Okay, so we're going to get in Canva and get designing the mug, and so we can make one. Okay, so first we're going to start off by talking about how to make the sublimation, the dad file with the pictures in it. So what I like to do is use a program called Canva.com, and this is free to use. There is a pro version that I do have. Most of this should be able to be done with the free version. So down below you'll actually find a link to the project that you can open up already in Canva. So I'm just going to click on that and copy and paste it here. And it says a template was created for you and you can use this. So I'm going to use the template, and I don't know, it might have you sign in, I'm not sure, but this is going to come up on your screen. So what this is I made a rectangle that matches the size of the mug that I'm using. I'm using a 15 ounce Cricut mug and also a 15 ounce, I'll link it below, a different type of mug, but they're both beveled mugs. They're both about 4 inches is where how tall the mug is, and the circumference around it is about 10 inches. So I made the square to match that, just so I can see what my design is going to look like in it. And what these are with the green and the blue background are actually frames that you can just put pictures right inside. Okay, so all you need to do is come over on the left hand side. There is an upload button here. You're going to click on that. Click on upload files, and then wherever you store your files, grab a picture and click on open, and it will come in. Okay, so all you need to do to fill these in is actually just drag them over. So I'm just going to drag this over, and you see it goes right into there. But it does, I don't see everyone I want to see. So what you can do is actually double click on it, and then I can use these buttons to drag it and then also to move it. So I'm going to move it so we're in there. Okay, and then if I just click off of it, you'll see everyone's there. And these hearts are also the same thing. Anything with that thing is we can drag something in. So you can drag, that one's too small, and again double click on it and move it around. And then like this one, you can drag one in, double click, and then just kind of play with them and click off. What did I do for my last one? This one. Okay, I'm going to double click on this and stretch that out and move it up. And you can see that that faint, like, I won't be seen right there, which is fine. Okay, and then again, we can add any picture in there that we want. Okay, so right there is what I want. You can change things in here, like if you want to change the color around this heart, you can click on this and, change the color, do gradients down in here, or just a color. You can click on the other one and do the same thing. You can also click on this text and double click in it and change whatever you want. Again, you can change this color by clicking on that text color and picking a color. You can also change the font by clicking on this. And all of these ones that have those crowns on them are the Pro. So if you don't have Pro, you won't be able to use those, but there's lots of other fonts if you want to, switch it to a different type of font that you like. And then you can even move this around. So working with sublimation, if you have any directionality, it needs to be, you need to print it on a mirror setting. So you can do that within your printer settings if you know how to. I cannot figure it out on my printer, so I like to flip and mirror everything before I actually pull it in to my printer. So what I do is I come up here and I'm going to download this. And as a PNG, and I'm just going to download this. Okay, and I'm actually going to add another page. So up here, I'm going to duplicate the page and just delete that off. Okay, so now I'm actually going to, mine pops up automatically down here. And what I can do is just drag it in here so it uploads. I'm just uploading this back up into Canva. Because once it's uploaded as an image, you'll see if I click on it, it comes up, and I'm just going to make it as big as the page again. And then now I can come up here and there's a flip, and I can flip it horizontally. So that is a mirror setting right there. Okay, so it is ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and download this again as a PNG. And now that I have two pages, I actually only want the second one. So I'm just going to click on this and click off the one. So only the two has that check mark. And I'm going to click done, and we're going to download this. Okay, and then once this is downloaded, I'm going to open it up and send this to my printer. And this will depend on what kind of computer you're using. I'm on a PC, so all of our printer, our drivers and everything are different, so this might look different to you. But I'm going to click on print, and it's connecting to my Epson, my Ecotank 2850. And I leave everything the same here, except I go into more settings and just change my output to high quality and click on OK. Okay, so I'm going to print this on my sublimation paper, and then we're going to put this on the mug. Okay, so I just wanted to show you real quick if you wanted to design something different besides the dad, but use with photos that Canva has a lot of cool things. So I'm just going to go in and do a custom size. And these are my recent ones. I'm just going to do it by inches and do an 11 by 8.5 since that's the paper size we're using. Okay, and again, as I mentioned, I want that kind of guide, that rectangle guide. So over here on the left, I'm going to click on elements, and you'll see there's a lines and shapes. So I'm just going to grab a square and just click on it. And it comes in, and I just have to drag these sides. And I'm going to drag them, because my mug, I measured it. I want about 9.8 inches on the circumference, and then the height is about 4 inches. So I'm just going to drag it to those numbers, say 4. And then to just get rid of that color, I'm going to come in up here and click on a border, and then the color, click on color, and click on none. Okay, so that just gives me that outline there. Okay, so what Canva has under these elements is called frames. So if you click on frames, you'll see they have all of these different types of frames. That just means when you put an image in, it just automatically goes in there and masks it. So they have all these letters, which is super cool. So say you want to do a mom one. I'm just going to type in M because there's different ones and there's a long list of them. Okay, so say we want to do, there's kind of funky ones in here, right? So we can put this and just size it like that. And then I want 2 of these since it's MOM. So I'm just going to come up, and on the more, I can click on duplicate. And I'm going to move this down over here. And then I'm going to type in an O up here. And we're going to throw in maybe this one. Okay, size it down. Okay, so you'll see they're all about the same size. And I'm just going to hold my shift down and select all of them. Kind of make them smaller together. And then I can move these apart. The nice thing is it tries to keep them in line as I do that. But I also want to align it. So I'm going to click on it, hold my shift, and click on the other two. And up in position, we can go ahead and click on tidy this up. And that will just move it if there's any too much space on one side versus the other. And then you can see it's already aligned on the middle. Okay, so I'm just going to leave this as a group. I'm going to group this just so now it's all together if I move it. Okay, so now you have those that you can add pictures to. And you can even go back into the elements and the frames. And you can see this is where I found those hearts. They have all sorts of different frames to use. You know, you can come in and say you want to add this with that pink outline, like in between mom, maybe the MO. But they have all sorts of different ones. So, you know, you can even add them within like a letter. So say let's go back to my uploads. So say if I put that in the background and then I wanted, you know, something different in the middle like that, you can do that. Okay, and then there's lots of different things you can do with this. I know Canva in itself is a whole bunch of stuff, but I just wanted to show you how you can kind of make your own by using the letters in here. You can spell out someone's name and then just, you know, add those photos and move them around. Okay, so I hope that helped with that. So we're just going to go ahead and get making our mug and print that out and get that going. Okay, so we have our sublimation picture printed out. And I'm going to use my Cricut mug press, but you can use a tumbler press, a different type of mug press, anything you have. So I'm just going to turn mine on top there. Okay, and so here is the mug I am going to use. And I'll link these below. I just got them off Amazon. So what I'm going to do is actually trim this, and so there's no black around it. I don't want the black. I just had that black on there just for us to, just so I can see the size and stuff of what I wanted. So I'm just going to use a trimmer so I know that all my sides are really straight, because that helps align it on the mug. Like that. I have a little bit left there, so I'm going to cut this again. Okay. So now with my mug, it's brand new, so I don't think there's anything on it, but I'm just gonna use a lint roller and go all the way around. Make sure there's none of my dog hair floating around on that. And then I am going to center this. And since I have that straight line on the top, I am going to line it up with my top there. And I just kind of use something that I have there to kind of hold it up. I'm just going to pull it kind of as tight as I can and make sure that it's still aligned at the top there. And put on the more tape. Okay, so now I have it all the way around. Okay, so now you just want to wrap it in some butcher paper to protect your press. Okay, so I have that all the way wrapped around. And now my press is heated up because you can see it has the green light there. So I'm just going to put it in my press, being careful not to touch anything in here. Is very hot. Everything around is fine. And then I'm just going to center that handle while I push it down. And just push it down and go till it goes all the way. And then the mug press does its own thing, has its own time and everything. And so once it beeps at me, after all of these buttons have gone, then we'll take it out. And it takes about 5 or 6 minutes or so. So that's the nice thing about this, is I don't have to worry about the time. It just beeps at me and I know it's done. Okay, so you'll see it's on the last light that's blinking. We're just waiting for it to finish. And I'm going to put my heat resistant gloves on. The mug is hot when it comes out. Okay, so it's beeping, lights are flashing, so I'm just going to lift this up and pull this directly out. Okay, so the mug is super hot, so you don't want to touch this with your bare hands. The handle should be cool to the touch, but that's where these gloves come in handy, except that they are hard to take the tape off. But you're just going to take the butcher paper off. Okay, well, this one is waiting to cool down a little bit, so we can take it off. Here are the other ones that I made. So I'm loving these colors of these Cricut mugs that have the different colors in them. So fun. So it goes well with this pretty, I love sea turtles. So I'm gonna make one of that. And I will link to all of these images below. And then this was the one that we personalized and wraps all the way around there. Very pretty. You can see right on this side, probably should have been a little bit more flour, but that's where the mug press stopped. So I went over a little bit too much, but you can't really tell. But so pretty, right? And then we have Girl Boss one with my logo. And you can see up here when I cut it, I missed a very faint line of black on there that I didn't know, and so that transferred over there. Okay, and again, this was these are Cricut mugs here. The black one's a different brand, and I will link this one below, but they all worked great. And these ones I actually did in my PYD Life tumbler press, because it can do mugs, and I could actually do both of these at the same time. So that was nice that I was able to just put them in. That one took 4 minutes, but it could do them both at the same time. So saved a little bit of time there. But let's see if we can get some of this off of this one. Okay, there we go. See how those pictures come out? Still hot. Okay, but there are those pictures in there for a new Father's Day mug. Okay, so fun. Okay, so I hope that helped getting started with sublimation mugs. I know I've done tumblers in my last tutorial, but wanted to show you some different mugs and using the mug press and how you can actually design the photo ones within Canva. Okay, so anyway, make sure you hit the subscribe button below so you don't miss any videos, or you can head on over my blog at leapoffaithcrafting.com to get a bunch more tutorials, and I hope you have a great day. Happy crafting!